Today I'm going to show you how to make sambal, in particular Sambal Badjak, which is a different sambal to what you might be used to, which is Sambal Oelek. Sambal Oelek is lighter in colour and a bit zingier in flavour, I think. Sambal Badjak is really deep and rich and moody and very sweet. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is an adaptation of my dad's recipe, and it's been in our family line on the Javanese side for I don't even want to imagine how long. You'll need some key ingredients to blitz up into a paste initially. Obviously, we need chilies in sambal. These are bird's eye chilies. We grow these and they are super fiery. Dad used to call them firecrackers, and they are. So if you like your sambal on the quieter side, maybe just use 1 or 2. I like to use 2 to 3. You could also substitute with jalapenos. I've used these before in my sambal because we grow them, and when I have them in abundance, of course, I'm going to cook them. If you're using jalapenos, maybe just 1 is enough. And then we need 200 grams of a mild chili. There are plenty of chilies on the market, so just ask your chili salesperson for advice as to what is a milder one. I like these ones. They're called bull's horn chilies. I use them a lot. And if you get really stuck, you can use capsicums. I've used capsicums many times. They work just fine. Other key ingredients you'll need: a large onion, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, and we got this beautiful sweet garlic from our friends at Ruby Hills Organics, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I use almonds, about 1/4 cup of almonds, because I like that added calcium that you get from almonds. Traditionally, this would have been made with candle nuts, which are super hard to find. If you can't find candle nuts, macadamias work just as well. So whatever it is, 1/4 cup of nuts is needed. Take your key ingredients, chop them roughly, and then throw them in the food processor for a couple of pulses just to get them into a rough paste. You don't want to make it too fine a paste. Keep the paste quite rough and textural. My version of Dad's recipe is vegan and gluten-free. He would be rolling around in his grave to know it. I use a gluten-free soy sauce, and I also use a vegan terasi or blanchan. It's a vegan shrimp paste which is made from fermented soybeans. If you can't find this, you can use vegan fish sauce as well, which you can easily buy at the supermarkets now. Right, so 2 tablespoons of oil goes into your wok or your skillet. I use just olive oil. You can use whatever oil you like as long as it's not too strongly flavoured. I'm going to add a teaspoon of terasi. This is vegan terasi, as I said, and it stinks to high heavens. This is why my mum always made Dad cook the sambal outside, because it will stink your house out. So open your windows while you're doing this. I'm going to add my key ingredients that were blitzed up in the food processor now. Mix that all around, get the heat right through it. Just keep it moving. We're going to let this cook away for about 5 minutes and then come back to it. That's been cooking about 5 minutes, so now I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of soy sauce and about 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1/4 cup of water. Mix that around. And then we're just going to let that cook away for about 1/2 hour. You'll know your sambal is ready when it's bubbling and a little bit oily on the surface. It'll be quite a lot deeper in colour and quite a lot thicker in texture too. So this is ready to go into sterilised jars. You might get 2 200-gram jars out of this. Just sterilise your jars in the oven about 120 degrees for about 20 minutes, normally does it. And it will keep in the fridge for about 6 weeks if you don't gobble it up in the meantime, which I know I will. Yum, yum, and yum. It's not going to last long in my fridge, I can tell you that much. This is what it looks like. Beautiful, thick, dark, And that's Sambal Badjak, done vegan and gluten-free. It's sweet and spicy and absolutely heaven. I could eat it all day. Don't forget to press like if you've enjoyed watching this video, and hit subscribe if you want to see more of what we're getting up to on one paddock farm. So good.